You are being slaughtered and you don't realise it. It all happened already. It is underway. And everybody's waiting for that. All the assets are down 90%. It can't happen. It simply can't happen because it all happened in 2008. So we are paying the debts by printing money. Pure debasement. The system broke in 2008. We then changed the financial system with the Basel III agreements, which forced the banks to lend less and to hold more treasuries. It is a tax that you don't see. 15% a year debasement is easier than increasing your tax rate 15%, which is politically unacceptable, which is what they need to do to pay the debt. Because the printing of money just debases the currency. So you are paying it. We are all paying it.
Raoul Pal begins by addressing a critical point that many people fail to realize. The financial system broke in 2008. During the financial crisis, the global debt system collapsed, necessitating a massive reset of government debts worldwide. Central banks have since kept interest rates low and used their balance sheets to manage this debt. This, Pal argues, is a clear indication that the system is fundamentally flawed. Pal introduces his everything code thesis, which suggests that we are paying off debts by printing money, leading to pure debasement of the currency. The financial system was changed with the Basel III agreements post-2008, forcing banks to hold more treasuries and lend less. This was done to manage the massive supply of treasuries. The result is a system where the apparent stability is maintained by devaluing currency, a tactic that hides the true economic burden from the public. Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
You are being slaughtered and you don't realise it. It all happened already. It is underway. And everybody's waiting for that. All the assets are down 90%. It can't happen. It simply can't happen because it all happened in 2008. In 2008, the world stopped. The whole debt system blew up. We had to have a debt jubilee of resetting all government debts around the world at zero so we could afford to service it. We've kept rates low. We've been then using the balance sheet of all of the central banks just to pay the interest on the debt from the previous cycles. This is this everything code thesis that you and I have talked about. So we are paying the debts by printing money. Pure debasement. The system broke in 2008. We then changed the financial system with the Basel III agreements, which forced the banks to lend less and to hold more treasuries. Why? There's going to be a lot of supply of treasuries. The whole system, everybody's aware that it's broken. It broke. So what is going on now? Well, for it to actually broke, the down 90%, it's all going to be 1929 again. Can't you just see it? You're missing the point. They're debasing the currency by 15% a year. It adds up to a staggering loss of wealth. It is a tax that you don't see. 15% a year debasement is easier than increasing your tax rate 15%, which is politically unacceptable, which is what they need to do to pay the debt. Because the printing of money just debases the currency. So you are paying it. We are all paying it. You can't have assets going down 90%, the core collateral of the system, if they're debasing the currency, because they go up optically because the currency is going down. The Venezuelan stock market goes up in Bolivar terms and down in dollar terms, right? So therefore, if your collateral keeps going up, which is what they learnt in 2008, is we can backstop the entire thing by debasing the currency quickly, the collateral goes up, and hey presto, my debts aren't so bad. Okay, magic. It's not magic, as you know. It's a sleight of hand. It's not pure magic. What they're doing is robbing you in a different way. Okay, This has happened before. This is exactly what happened in the 1940s and 50s. Saddled with massive debts after World War II, the large economies did the same thing. Financial repression, they had yield curve control, which is buying of government bonds, keeping interest rates low, which we've seen, and they just printed money. And over time, the value of the debt had eroded. And what they'd managed to do was create a productivity miracle, which drove GDP growth. I also believe that GDP growth equals productivity plus population plus debt growth. I think debt growth died in 2008, and all debt growth now is servicing of old debts. And population has been shrinking. So economies have been slow and productivity is low because of aging populations. We're just bringing AI and robots into the workforce. It's infinite humans. So GDP growth driven by productivity and population growth is what I think is on the horizon, which is what rescues this. But after what? 15% a year debasement of currency? You know, you add 10 years of that and you've lost most of your money. So none of us disagree. We're all getting fucked. But it's how you're going to get fucked. Are you going to get fucked in one go because it all burns to the ground? Or are they going to fuck you so you don't really know you're being screwed, but you're just going to get angrier and angrier? That's what we're seeing. Politics has gone like this because everybody's so bloody angry because they can't figure out who's screwing them and they're blaming each other. What screwed them is there was too many old people and they borrowed too much money. If I'm right that AI plus robots is infinite productive units, and you see how fast it's coming, you literally are not capable of understanding what an economy looks like beyond 2030. That's the problem I've got here. I'm not concerned about the cliff of death, right, that we're going through. I found an asset that I can invest in, crypto, or I could buy technology, and it's offsetting the mess of the debasement, so I'm fine. What's harder is to say, what the hell does an economy mean after 2030 when you've got endless AI and robots and AGI? What is a company? What value do you provide in that world, or I provide? We sit there talking to people about it and thinking our way through it, but both you and I are developing AI tools of which we will have a digital Tom and a digital Raoul, and we don't even need to turn up to these, and they'll do a pretty good job. We're both working on these things, right? But are we going to be just replaced? The point being is, when you go to like Nick Bostrom, who is the key thinker about this at Oxford University, who wrote the book, I can't remember the famous book about the whole kind of where the future's going. There's a group there, an economics group there, who share the same concerns as me. It's like, if this is right, you could double GDP in a year, global GDP, or a week. What do companies mean when AI... I have a theory that OpenAI is using AGI to build its own AI, which is why they're iterating so fast with, 500 people? It's fucking madness what they're doing. How fast they're iterating. I've never seen anything like it. Even Elon Musk is like, I've never seen anything like what's going on here. The more we have AI, to build businesses, the faster and faster this goes.
Pal points out that while asset prices appear to be rising, this is largely due to currency debasement. The illusion of increasing wealth masks the underlying economic issues. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the broader economic game, which allows investors to make informed decisions and potentially benefit from these distortions. Pal highlights the necessity of adapting mental models to navigate the evolving financial landscape. He admits that his earlier bearish stance on various crises, although accurate, did not lead to the most profitable investment strategies. Instead, embracing a more flexible and open-minded approach has been more beneficial.
So, in answer to your question, the explosion could be the other way around. It might not be the economy imploding, it could be the economy exploding in a way that we don't even know how to deal with it. What do humans mean? What is our job? All of this stuff you and I have talked about. I actually worry about very different things. I don't worry about the economy going down the toilet because I know how they're dealing with that. they've kind of set the rule book. I can make money from that. That's okay. It's this other bit. That's the hard bit. That's more scary, because I was the macro bear that everything reverts to the mean, that it was all terrible, and it is all terrible. And I realised I had the wrong mental model. And the moment I actually freed myself of my own biases and tried to understand what the fuck was going on and why were these assets going up, why was this happening, I then could see what was going on and what the big game was. And as soon as I could see that, it became a game I could make money from. And that I didn't have to be stuck wishing, and I've seen a lot of friends of mine do this, wishing that value stocks or small caps or whatever it is are going to work for them. And it's been 20 years now. And I've realised I had the wrong mental model. And the moment I changed it, I felt liberated because the world kind of makes sense. And I just urge all of us to just make sure that we don't get obsessed by our own mental models, because they will change. And the world changes, and sometimes we can be dead wrong, and sometimes we can be dead right. I mean, I nailed the financial crisis, I nailed the European sovereign crisis, I nailed COVID, I nailed all of these things by being a big bear. And something I suddenly realised is, yeah, but assets kept going up. That whole period I should have just been long and have made more money. And that made me ask a question of myself.
Buy the dip.
That asked the question is like that dumb meme of buy the dip. I wanted to go all the way across the bell curve, go to the middle bit, arguing it all, come to the other side and realise that buy the dip was actually the single best strategy to have ever existed over this period of financial mess. And I was stupid for not seeing it. So anyway, I'm just saying, be careful, because Tom, I can see that you're so allured by the black hole that is there. It kind of comes to you. And we have this conversation. I try and pull you back from the black hole and say, yeah, it's there, but there's an opportunity here. And you're like, but the black hole. Just be careful of the mental model, because it will massively restrict you in what you do, even how you think about life and how you interact with people around you. So it's something I've learnt the hard way, is we've all got to be a little more open to A, everyone's opinions, and B, our own biases and how ingrained they are, and have they become part of our personality just because it is, or it's part of how we fear. Like some people fear risk, so they become a certain way and present that to the world around them. Or some people have made money and then they're worried about losing it because their family didn't come from money. We're all set of our own human ridiculous biases. So we should just all, in all of these conversations, just step back a little bit.
Pal raises important questions about the future of work and societal roles. He mentions that AI's rapid development, exemplified by OpenAI's progress, could lead to a world where traditional jobs and company structures are radically altered. This transformation requires new ways of thinking about economic value and human contribution. Raoul Pal's insights offer a sobering yet enlightening perspective on the current state and future of the global economy. By understanding the underlying forces of debt, currency debasement, and technological advancement, we can better navigate the financial landscape and make informed decisions. As we move forward, it's crucial to remain open to new ideas and adaptable to the rapid changes ahead. Please like and subscribe my channel.